Thank you so much for ordering a land-to-house ram pump kit. In this video, I'm going to show you how to assemble your pump so that you will be able to lift water out of your creek. Let's go ahead and move to the workbench and I'll show you how all the pieces go together. The first step to assemble your ram pump kit is to take the included Teflon tape and wrap each one of these pipe nipples and also this adapter. Now if you have the 1/2-inch pump, it's not going to have this adapter. But to take this Teflon tape, find the open end here, and if you grab the piece in your left hand and then take your right hand with the Teflon tape coming off the top, you can then spin this around, and if you'll go 3 or 4 wraps, you should be good. Break that, move over to the other side. Once again, 3 or 4 wraps, and then break that. So that one's done. And you're going to do that to each one of these pipe nipples and this reducer. If you have the 1/2-inch pump, all of these are going to be the same size. If you have any of the other 3 sizes, you're going to have 6 big ones and then 2 smaller ones, plus that adapter. So, all right, let me get the rest of these done and we will continue this assembly. Now that all the pipe nipples have been wrapped with Teflon tape, it's time to begin putting all the components together. Now the 1/2-inch pump is a little bit different, but the other 3 sizes, the 3/4, the 1-inch, and the 1 1/4, all have a bigger ball valve on the drive pipe side. And so for this one, I've got an 1 1/4 pump, so that's what I'm going to be assembling here. So this is the drive pipe ball valve. I'm going to take one of these pipe nipples and screw this into the ball valve. Now I don't have to do this too tight by hand because I'm going to use tools in a moment. Next I have the union, which is going to go onto this side. Just thread that on there and get that tightened down a bit. And so next, another one of these pipe nipples. That goes right here. And then a T threads onto that. Next, I'm going to put one of these pipe nipples going up here. And on this is where your waste valve is going to go. And that's the brass valve. Now, it's very important that the arrow faces down towards the T, so the flap will hang down by gravity. So get that threaded on here. That will also be tightened down here in a moment. Another large pipe nipple. After that goes the inline PVC valve. Now make sure the arrow on this valve is facing away from the waste valve towards the pressure tank. Next is going to be another pipe nipple. We've got another T right here. After that is going to be the pipe nipple going up for the pressure tank attachment. We'll get to that in a moment. Next is this reducer. Like I said before, if you have the 1/2-inch pump, there is no reducer. But this one right here will go onto this T. Next is one of the smaller, this is a 3/4 inch pipe nipple. That's going to go right there. Then we have another union, another pipe nipple, and then lastly, the smaller ball valve goes on the end for the delivery pipe attachment. Now the lower portion of the ram pump is complete. It's time to move on to the pressure tank. Keep in mind that the PVC primer and PVC cement are not included in this kit, so you'll have to pick up your own. The first step is to apply the primer to the piece that I'm going to be gluing. So I'm going to take this primer and go inside of this fitting. Now this stuff can be a bit runny, so be careful as you use it. It also has a bit of an odor, so be sure to work in a well-ventilated area. But just cover your full surface with the primer. Once that's done, you're going to take some of your PVC cement here. Make sure you fully coat the inside of your coupling and then the outside of this 4-inch reducer, and then fairly quickly press these together. Hold it for a moment to make sure it makes a good solid connection. Then it's time to move on to doing the same thing to the pipe. The last step in this assembly is to do the same thing we just did to the cap. And that is what the completed pressure tank looks like. You can see that it is fully sealed up and only has this one hole here on the bottom. I like to use a set of channel locks to tighten down the ram pump. So just open this up to the size you need. And then I like to start from this top side up here. Just use those channel locks to hold the components and twist those tight. You don't have to over tighten, just make sure everything is nice and snug so that it's not going to be coming loose whenever it's out in the creek. So I just move down the line, making sure that each piece is nice and snug. So let me go ahead and do that real quick, and then I'll show you the last step for getting your ram pump kit put together. Now with the pump totally assembled and tightened and the pressure tank totally built, to put these together, this remaining pipe nipple right here is where you're going to place the pressure tank and begin to screw that into place. And this is what your fully assembled ram pump should look like. I hope you found this video helpful. If you need some more information about how to install your ram pump, I have lots and lots of videos on Land 2 House YouTube channel. Be sure to check them out. I'm Seth with Land 2 House, and thank you for watching.